Jacksonville planning to sign Tim Tebow, America's darling, to a one-year contract. He will attempt to hitch his wagon on the comeback trail as a tight end hybrid, some kind of fugazi tight end / quarterback / receiver / whatever. Tebow has not played in a real NFL game since way back in 2012. I was barely alive in 2012, the last time Tim Tebow played in a real NFL game with the Jets suck. So let us discuss. This is the story everyone's yapping about. What do you make of Tim Tebow and his pending return to the NFL with his hometown team? He's from that part of Florida. He's going to play for the hometown team there, the Jags. Now, my views on this, you've got Pet Project, TDS, and Daily Double. And we will connect all of this together. We're going to play Connect 3. And we'll see how this goes. Now, first of all, Urban Meyer is not a good poker player. And we thank him for that because we knew all along what was going on here. He showed his cards. And Meyer had claimed publicly that he's the new sheriff in town and he would look into signing Tim Tebow if, I'll throw an if in there, if he thought he could help them win games. He even went as far as to claim that he intentionally did not watch Tebow work out because he didn't want to be too close to the situation because of the past relationship. It was all the smokescreen. When Jacksonville hired Urban Meyer, a door opened up for Tim Tebow. And Tim Tebow knocked on that door. He's the one that supposedly pursued this, and it turns out to be a package deal for Jacksonville, not only to get Urban Meyer, who I'm betting on being good as an NFL head coach, not great, but good. And then you get, in addition to that, you get Tim Tebow. Considering Tebow is a washed-up former quarterback, failed baseball player. He was a mascot for the Mets. They already had a mascot, Mr. Met, but they added Tim Tebow, the Metropolitans did, as their spring training mascot. How embarrassing is that? So at this point, if you look at this with a grain of objectivity, Tim Tebow coming back as a tight end, this is a salvage and recovery mission for Urban Meyer, and it's his personal pet project. A labor of love for Urban Meyer. It is a business endeavor. Urban Meyer! Everybody now, Urban Meyer! Urban Meyer! Yeah. So he's willing to take the plunge, do the belly whopper into the Tim Tebow swimming pool here, but by all metrics, like anything you were to look at here, 30, soon to be 34 by the time the NFL season comes around, birthday in August, Tebow, can be 34. Athletic prime ends at 32. So he can be 34, hasn't played since 2012 in an NFL game, sucked at baseball, but yet again, this is a teachable moment. It is a refresher course. It's not what you know, it's who you know. We are reminded of this from time to time, and that's the seedy underbelly of not just sports, but life in general. You know, coaches like Urban Meyer and organizations have this hire a friend mentality. And it's often, we see this with coaching vacancies quite a bit. It's not often the best candidate that gets hired. It's the person with the best network who is best known. And you could say the same thing about Tim Tebow as a football player. Is Tim Tebow the best candidate to be a tight end? Well, best means as good as all the rest. I would say he's not even as good as all the rest. Never played tight end at a level, I guess, beyond Pop Warner. So he's a candidate, but he knows the right people. And like Tebow and Meyer, they're cut out of the same cloth. I mean, these guys are, they have the same background in Florida, and Urban Meyer is Urban Meyer today because of Tim Tebow. All right, now, secondly, the part of the story that I was laughing at, and I hope you're like me, you got some enjoyment out of this, the blowback that the Jags are facing. We're talking about, even if Tim Tebow were to make the team, he's like a second-string, fringe tight end. He's not a mover and shaker, not projected to be a mover and shaker. But the blowback that the Jaguars are facing deranged lunatics working themselves into a lather, right? Foaming at the mouth here. And the reason why these people are foaming in the mouth is they are dealing with TDS. They're suffering from Tebow derangement syndrome. They have been triggered that Tim Tebow, oh my God, Tebow's getting another chance. It's not fair. It's not fair. Wait. It's not fair. They're complaining. Of course, much of the angst is because their hero, Colin Kaepernick, is still persona non grata out of the NFL. I found the whole episode to be amusing, watching the rage. Because, spoiler alert, this is not an apple-to-apple comparison. Tim Tebow is expected to sign a non-guaranteed contract for the NFL league minimum. He will then no longer be playing quarterback. He'll be switching positions. Colin Kaepernick, by all accounts, is not interested in that. The Kool-Aid drinkers are raising holy hell, the people that follow Kaepernick. But listen, here's the deal. If Kaepernick wants to switch positions, I don't know what other position he can play and play for the minimum. We'll see what happens. He still wouldn't get a job, but at least it would make it more interesting. Now, the final thought here. Tim Tebow, see, at this point, where does he go? Well, we know he's going to go to the offseason program, and he's going to have to figure out how to play special teams, do I say, if he's a backup tight end. But he has to dust the cobwebs off. All right, now, there are many that are true believers in Tim Tebow. And there are others, it's this huge chasm. There's many people that, well, Tebow's going to make it. And then there's others, it's a pointless endeavor. I'm on the side of content for sports radio, right? So I don't think, I would disagree to say this is a pointless endeavor. It really depends on what your ambition is if you're Jacksonville. To me, Tebow's off to a running start here. He has his thumb firmly planted on the scale. Urban Meyer is essentially in the man's back pocket here, and this goes back to a kinship in Gainesville at the University of Florida there, the Gators, and they're neighbors. Right? Urban Meyer could have lived anywhere. There's a lot of nice neighborhoods in Jacksonville. He chose the neighborhood that Tim Tebow lives in on a swanky golf resort. So they'll be hanging out, having barbecues together, chilling, all that stuff. But the main thing that gives me reason for optimism for Tim Tebow is the general lack of talent at the tight end position. In Jacksonville, even if Tim Tebow is merely just a blocking tight end and a decoy in the passing game and plays special teams, Jacksonville is weak in the knees at the tight end position. And that is an understatement. Now, you're never supposed to spend too much time breaking down the depth chart of Jacksonville, because that is bad radio. But they're in the soup kitchen when it comes to the tight end position. Someone named Chris Manhertz out of Canisius, who's been waived by 3 teams, is currently listed at number 1 on the depth chart. Someone named Luke Farrell, who played at Ohio State, was a 5th-round pick. He's listed there. And a guy named Tyler Davis from Georgia Tech, listed as the 3rd string. So it's a faceless, nameless, anonymous group of players. And Urban Meyer's like, hey, I can hit the daily double here. And if you're in the business of football and the business of merchandising and publicity, the entertainment business, Tim Tebow is a made-for-television spectacle. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. And you can't dismiss this. Bankable, not just the merchandise, publicity, the whole thing. And we mentioned the Daily Double, so you got the merchandise part of it, but he's also going to be able to run interference for Trevor Lawrence, the highfalutin number 1 pick in the draft, the hotshot quarterback out of Clemson. And abracadabra, the key, if you've studied magic, like I have, right? Hocus pocus and voila. The key to magic, any magician worth their salt, misdirection. And Tim Tebow, like a magician, will divert attention away, at least during the offseason and training camp, because the media cannot talk enough, write enough, and speak enough, and show enough of Tim Tebow. Now, the best case scenario for Tim Tebow at this point would be not only does he make the team as like a backup tight end, but he becomes the gadget guy. He is the trick artist, the trick shot artist for Urban Meyer to throw deception into the offense. And they when you go out there, you send Tebow in the huddle, you send Tebow in there with Trevor Lawrence. Who's going to throw the ball? Is it going to be a trick play? Is this like a Taysom Hill situation? Not that I think Taysom Hill's all that good. And if you were the defense, I think you'd pay Tim Tebow to throw the ball, considering how he threw the ball with the Broncos and the Jets back in the day, but you get the point.